everyone. This is Jessie Bowen with Elliott Publications. And, we're always excited to bring you the stories, the success stories of individuals who have made that decision to become an author. So we've started a spotlight of those individuals that we've helped publish, and they're, still going and still doing, and their books are impacting not only their lives, but also impacting the lives of others. Everyone has a story. You just have to be able to get it out. So today we have with us Jeremy Elliott, who has a fantastic book, and we're going to be talking about his book today. And so you can actually go to Amazon and you can actually, pick up a copy of his book. And his book is titled Life as an Art. Paint your picture with your passion. Wow, that is such a great title for a book. Hey, Jeremy, welcome, and thank you for being a part of our podcast.
Thank you for having me, sir. It is great to be here. Great morning up here in Canada. I hope everything's looking good where you are as well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm in North Carolina, and that's the thing about technology. There's no borders with technology, and it's really, great to, hear from you. You were one of our early clients when we moved towards publishing and decided that, we wanted to share the success that we were having through our Who's Who books and share it with others. And you were one of our early clients back in 22 that decided that you wanted to publish a book, and you entrusted that book with us. And, and I see all the things you're doing. And actually, it caught my eye this weekend that you were doing a book signing at a bookstore in Canada. But let's start off by giving our audience an opportunity to know who you are. Now, I know you wear a lot of different hats, and you are a martial artist, you are a wrestling coach, you're a motivational speaker. So let's tell everyone a little bit about you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think I started off just like everybody else in the 80s. I watched The Karate Kid. I was sitting in a movie theater with my mother, and I said, hey, I want to win a trophy like Daniel. And here we are many, many, many decades later. And I've been able to branch out into so many different avenues. And I really attribute it to using the martial arts, whether it be going into the pro wrestling world, coaching other things, I started becoming a martial arts sensei at such a young age and helping teach classes and give back that. Now, whether it be in the weight room, being able to coach kids how to lift weights, whether it be on a football field and helping, the football team, as you know very well, helping linemen wrestle is a very important aspect of that sport as well. You were there at a very high level yourself. So I just love being able to branch out into so many options from just starting in that movie theater so long ago.
Well, your story, as we talk to successful martial artists that's been around for the years, we all have the same story. I saw a picture in a magazine, my first day of karate class, of Chuck Norris holding this giant trophy. Mm-hmm. I knew at that very moment, day one, an hour away from the first class, that I wanted to be a karate champion because of that image of Chuck Norris and how that image influenced my life. And, back in a few years ago, we had a chance to partner and write a book, which was honoring Grandmaster Norris. And, when you stay on your trail, your dreams come true. And that's what we're trying to relay when you have a book and you've been in the martial arts or you've been doing anything, not just martial arts, but whatever you're doing. I write books based on whatever I'm dealing with in life. And that's what we want to share with individuals. Because a lot of times people say, well, I don't know what to write on. What are you dealing with in life? I've got a project coming up, and it's on procrastination, because I found myself, being overworked, tired, and then I'm procrastinating. But I recognize the problem, but it's a problem that everyone actually goes through. And, I'm a minister. So I'm writing a book, which is called Don't Procrastinate on God. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing. So it's about a book about, procrastination for entrepreneurs. So, how did you get involved in pro wrestling?
So my mother, again, she used to watch it. I used to go every Saturday morning to my grandmother's, and I would sit in front of that TV, and it didn't even matter what was on. We were kind of in a weird spot because Niagara Falls here is on the border. So sometimes we would get some Canadian channels, sometimes we're getting American channels. So I might be seeing an AWA card, I might be seeing an NWA card, a Stampede card, Maple Leaf Wrestling card. And so I used to sit in front of that TV for hours and watch wrestling. Of course, I had all the action figures and stuff like that. So very early on, I was a wrestling fan. And of course, like I said, my mom, my grandma, they would sit and watch. They were wrestling fans. And when it was time, I was a competitor in self-defense, as you know. And I love that because it combined both of my passions. Here's my martial arts, and now it's a performing. Here's my wrestling. So I started training to become a pro wrestler, getting ready for one of my Super Grands events. So 2001, I was getting ready for Super Grands out in Hollywood, California. So before that event, I joined a pro wrestling school as a way to let's get some extra ammunition to make sure I win some of these world championships.
And so tell us again, where's your school located?
So United Family Martial Arts is right here in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. We're in a little village just outside of Niagara Falls called Chippewa. So my academy's looking right out the window at the creek, as we call it. So it's a fantastic new location that we've been here a few years now. And we have upstairs floor, downstairs floor, a nice weight room in the basement. So we have a little bit of everything going on.
Well, everyone, again, I'm here with Jeremy Elliott and his book, Life as an Art, Paint Your Picture with Your Passion. And I think that is great. And that's what we have to do is that, we talked about your story of getting started, your passion about wrestling, your passion about martial arts. That's what people do. You have a passion, then what you have to do is pursue that. And I think that your book really in your life, your memoir here is a great example of someone sharing their life that now influences other lives. So I know you just had a book signing this past weekend. That's what, caught my eye. I'm going, wow, Jeremy is still doing it. He's, promoting his book. He's doing a great job. So how did your book signing go?
It was fantastic. Yeah, it's been a journey, obviously, coming from things like martial arts, pro wrestling, being a coach for other sports. Writing was the farthest thing. Like, I know I have the ability to talk and I can write, but putting it into a full book form, that's where you guys came in. And I really appreciated your original vision for, being able to get this going, and all of your team for putting it together, because I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. And so, yeah, it was the exact same thing, working to get it into the stores are called Chapters. It's a franchise up here. And that took some time to work on, because the book's it's just over a year that it's been selling and out. So, we're still trying to touch into some of these other markets that we've not been a part of. And so getting to Chapters this weekend was awesome. Again, it was just me meeting people who definitely wouldn't necessarily know me if they're not into the martial arts or the wrestling. So being able to tell them my story, whether it be growing up, being raised by a single mom, or my godson who has FASD, being able to reach some of the people in those communities. And again, like you're saying, hey, I found my passion to do stuff, and now I need to give back and help others find theirs as well. So whether it be talking about the early chapters of my mom or the later chapters of my godson, it's fantastic to be able to get my story out there to a whole new audience. And that's what this weekend brought.
Well, I know you were sharing with me a story that you had a student had trained with you from years ago, and he happened to be in the bookstore, and he saw that you had a book out, and he decided that he was coming back. He signed up to come back to martial arts study.
Yeah, exactly. It was his mother had been passing by and looked at the book, and you could tell like she took a double take on well, oh hey, you're an author now. And yeah, as soon as we got to talking, sure enough, they live here in the village of Chippewa. And he hasn't been with me, he was a child back then, so a decade or so ago, and now he's an adult. And but oh yeah, I love to wrestle and this and that. Okay, come on out to the academy, let's get you back on the mats. And yeah, we hope we see him soon.
Well, that's what we really want to talk about is that the book. Let's talk a little bit about the value. So there might be other individuals out there who are thinking about writing a book. There may be individuals that are involved in the martial arts. And I call it being one-dimensional. So if you train in the martial arts and you have life skills, from your job, or you reach some form of success, why not share it? And finding a way that you can share it with individuals. And so the value in a book, it has the ability to influence others, because now when you publish a book, you now become a person of distinction, that you actually have a book, and it's the influence. And what I've found is, when we talk about book value, well, if you write a book and you just slap it out on the internet, then it doesn't do anything. It just sits there. Amazon has about 4,000 books a week that it releases, and they all go to the bottom. You have to get out there and market your book and let people know about your book. You have to find ways that keep your book up in that top 100 books, so people are seeing it, they're talking about it. But the power of influence, I'm Jeremy, you're a speaker. I'm a speaker also. I did a program for American Express about a year ago. And, when we say speaker and we're putting martial arts, most people sort of connect, well, I'm going to come in and teach your executive staff about doing self-defense. That's not really, they don't really want to know about self-defense. They want to know, how can you help our team mentally become more creative, become more focused, have better team coordination. So that's what we offer from the martial arts. And I have had the opportunity to coach for Nike, Raytheon, American Express, Coca-Cola. I'm a part of the team at Duke Corporate Education, because this is what corporations want to discover about your martial arts. So don't just think about that all I have to offer is self-defense. And you say, well, I don't know what to do as a speaker. Go take some classes. Add these things to your repertoire of things that you do, like Jeremy is doing. And Jeremy, I know, as the wrestling, we were talking a few moments ago. So that's a whole nother venue. And I understand that, that you do book signings at those events.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and I agree with everything that you just said. Like, that was when parents sign up a child, first of all, parents don't even understand what's the difference between karate and jiu-jitsu. They don't all know that, but they want confidence, they want focus, they want discipline for their children. It's the same thing as you're saying with these corporate gigs. I go into a company and they want me talking about, okay, how do we create a culture in our business that's going to be successful? It's not necessarily about, I'm going to teach you how to do an Americana from side mount. No, we're going to teach you, okay, you got a bunch of team members that you want to be great leaders and help your business. That's where we come in. And so, yeah, and the pro wrestling side of it is just another avenue. So yeah, my boy, and that was kind of the original, we bought a pair of red boots for wrestling. That was our FASD awareness campaign. Ask me about my red boots. And now, because of the book as well, so I wrestle, my boy wrestles, we have these red boots. Now they want a little bit more in depth. Okay, here's my book. You can check it out. You can read it, see my story, see his success journey. And then hopefully that inspires, somebody else who's reading that as well.
Well, that's super fantastic of all the stuff that you're actually doing. You're being an influencer. You've taken an action, and because you've written your book, I can see that the way it's really influencing the other things that you're involved. And this is our story at Elite Publications. Of starting 10 years ago with doing a book for my teacher just to show my appreciation, and brought some of his friends in, told their story. And now we're an international publishing company. You never know where something is going to take you. If you take action, if you fail to take action, then you will go nowhere. There's no place to be able to go. And one of the greatest things that I've found, about being an author is the opportunity to influence. Now, if you have a great book and people buy your book, that's an influencer. That's things there that they want to know. And, just like, your biography book, your memoir. So what you want to do, everyone, is you've got a story. You want to take a look at what is my story. We have a lot of individuals who grow up, in a single parent home. So this is a tribute to your mom of how she's actually encourage you, your grandmother, how those people influence your life. How do you give back, and how do you be able to share? Sharing your story. Your students are your greatest fans. And when they know that you've got a book out and you can host your book signing, and I'm telling martial artists, everyone that joins the school should have a copy of your book. You just put it in there as a part of your intro program, because your students, they want to talk about you. They will influence your community about joining your martial arts program. So when an instructor talks about themselves, that's ego. But when your students talk about you, that's something totally different. That is about, impact, making a difference in the community. And, just like you're into the football program of influencing coaches to look at your wrestling program. So I see that, your book, and again, you have a brand because of your wrestling background, and football programs are great places to interject martial arts into that. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing. I did back for Duke University and for the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. So what are you doing, and how do you approach getting coaches to see introducing your wrestling and your martial arts?
Yeah, well, kind of just to go off of some things that you've been saying, as martial artists, I think our one problem that we end up having is that we are in these four walls. So there's only so many people that we can influence with inside these four walls. And that was one of my original, what can I do to reach more people? And so that's kind of where all of this, whether I am doing a speaking engagement, whether I'm doing a book signing, doing the book itself, that's how I can get outside of these four walls and affect more people. Now, when it comes to the football, I think the biggest influence that helped me was because I'm bringing my boy who has FASD to this program. And obviously, if I find something that my boy can really take to, and it can really help his success along his journey, he's already navigating and battling a lot. So if we can find something that he absolutely loves, then I'm all in. And so that's how it happened with football. He was all in on football. He loved football. So we just went in. And so as I get, more and more, if we're talking with the coaches and we're telling them about things, I've been an assistant coach for linemen. I would be a trainer. So just being sometimes on the sidelines and helping as a trainer aspect. This leads to the ins, and the more you get to know these coaches and the more you talk to them, that can lead to other things like, hey, I'm going to do a speaking engagement for your school. So something that was really cool is my boy is now at my former high school. So now it's an opportunity too, where I haven't been here for decades. I've wrote a book. here I am, my boy's on the football team, and now you're just making some amazing connections. And I think that's what we all have to do more of. We do. There's, like you said, so many of us have wonderful stories of why did we join martial arts to where has it gotten us? And like you say, how many people can say that they coached with Mac Brown for 4 years? You're just a martial artist, but that's absolutely amazing. And that's what we all need to get onto.
Well, and that's the reason why, I've written a book, Public Speaking for Martial Artists. And because a lot of people look at just teaching their classes and they don't see what to do. Actually, we've created a course for martial artists that want to become speakers. So, we'll put that out in there a little bit later. But, there's a way, and everything starts when you learn something, share something. When you learn the secret, share the secret. And I, see that you're doing this and everything that you're doing. And we're very, we're very proud of you, knowing that you were one of our first authors, you great looking cover. And everyone, remember, you can go to his website, CoachJeremyElliott.com. Go online, take a look at his book, click that buy button on Amazon, or go to his website. If you're thinking about, getting involved in writing a book, or maybe Jeremy is doing something that you've been interested in, give him a call. You can find him on Facebook, and remember, it's just knowledge. And that's where I am in my life. I'm in a season of wisdom. It's just knowledge. Anybody wants it, if you will use it, then okay, here it is. It's just knowledge. So, everyone, this has been a great interview. Young man that's doing a great job. You got to check out his book. Remember, it's on Amazon. Go to Amazon, check his book out, buy a copy of his book. If you're thinking about becoming an author, remember, don't hesitate. This is a great opportunity. And most people don't achieve because they procrastinate. And they have a great idea. They want to be able to use it or to be able to do something with that idea, but they don't know how to get started, and they just get stuck. So remember, if you've been thinking about writing a book, then, we have a compilation book that's coming up called Elite Martial Artists Worldwide. You can go to Elite Publications if you want to know more about it and find out about the book. It's a book that's going to be featuring martial artists from around the world, talking about the secrets to life, the secrets to leadership, and the secrets to business, because we're all trying to share information that will help make the world a better place. This is Jessie Bowen. I'm here with Jeremy Elliott and his book, Life as an Art. Paint your picture with your passion. Everyone, be blessed.